Welcome to the DAK Machine Safety Podcast. We support developing a safer, sustainable workplace. Today, we'll introduce B11.0, 2023, Safety of Machinery. The B11.0 standard provides comprehensive guidelines for machinery safety through a risk assessment process. It covers the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of machinery to ensure risks are reduced to an acceptable level. This standard applies to new, existing, modified, or rebuilt machinery. Overview and history. The B11 series of machinery safety standards have been evolving for over 100 years, starting with the first standard on power presses in 1922. The current edition includes updates on responsibilities, whole body access, validation, remote operation, and more. Scope. The standard applies to new, existing, modified, or rebuilt power-driven machines, not portable by hand while working, that process materials by cutting, forming, pressure, electrical, thermal, or optical techniques, lamination, or a combination of these processes. It includes associated equipment for material handling, assembly, disassembly, inspection, or testing. Risk assessment process. The risk assessment process is central to the standard. It includes preparation, identifying tasks and hazards, assessing initial risk with a risk model, reducing risk through a hazard control hierarchy, assessing residual risk, checking and testing the effectiveness of the risk reduction measures, maintaining acceptable risk, and documenting the process. Responsibilities. Suppliers and users should collaborate as much as feasible to achieve acceptable risk. Suppliers must design and construct machinery that can achieve acceptable risk, and users must operate the machinery and maintain the acceptable risk. Lifecycle requirements. The standard outlines requirements for different phases of the machinery lifecycle, including design, construction, installation, operation, maintenance, modification, and decommissioning. Each phase requires specific risk assessment and risk reduction measures. General risk reduction requirements. The standard specifies general requirements for reducing risks associated with machinery. These include access to machinery, control systems performing safety functions, monitoring functions, stop functions, safety-related reset, control systems design, remote control functions, layout analysis, span of control, energy sources, selection of operating modes, manual and special modes, wireless control, whole body access, material or part conveyance, electromagnetic compatibility, electrostatic hazards, electrical safety, control of hazardous energy, ergonomics, engineering controls, handling of machines and materials, hydraulic and pneumatic systems, ladders and platforms, large machines, lasers, radiation and magnetic fields, lubrication, stability, thermal systems, heating systems, explosive atmospheres, visibility and ventilation. Information for use. The supplier must inform the user in English or a language determined by the user about the machinery's intended use, operation, maintenance, residual risk, signs, signals, symbols, diagrams, and the requirement for personal protection equipment. The user must inform their worker about safe operation and maintenance and determine whether additional information is needed beyond the suppliers. Training. Training workers is essential for safe machinery operation. The standard emphasizes the need for training programs covering safety-related information, task identification, system setup, operation, maintenance, supplier recommendations, procedures, lockout, tagout, emergency procedures, and general workplace safety. Annexes. The standard includes several informative annexes that provide additional guidance on risk reduction, transferring information about residual risk, the risk assessment process, machinery hazards, assessing risk assessment matrices, achieving acceptable risk, sample risk assessment, statement of conformity, layout analysis, special modes, alternative methods for controlling hazardous energy, manual content outline, operator training guidelines, comparable standards by topic, terms for persons, control devices, achieving a safe condition with reduced energy, and informative references. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of DAK Machine Safety. Today we talked about B11.0, 2023, Safety of Machinery. B11 series standards can be purchased at B11Standards.org. Please contact DAK Machine Safety to discuss your machine safety application. You can support us by clicking like and subscribe. Take care, everyone, and until next time.